Hey guys, EC Network here, coming at you with another video. It's been a while since we've last discussed My Adventures with Superman on this channel. If you guys remember, My Adventures with Superman was announced alongside Batman Cape Crusader, both of which were slated to release on Cartoon Network sometime in 2023. As we know the case with Batman Cape Crusader, that show has been sold to Amazon Prime Video and most likely will no longer be coming to Cartoon Network unless if they have some language in that contract where they're allowing it to air on Cartoon Network still, but I highly doubt that that's the case. My Adventures with Superman kind of just slipped under the radar after that. You know, we heard that Batman Cape Crusader was being canceled at HBO Max, but there was no mention of My Adventures with Superman. I honestly was planning a video to discuss the fate of this show, and in all honesty, I was presuming that it was probably canceled since we haven't really heard anything about it, and obviously there's been a lot of shakeups over at Warner Brothers Discovery ever since this show was announced back in 2021. Well, all of a sudden at the end of last week, we got an update on the fate of this series, and honestly, it's a bit surprising to me what's happening with this show. So first and foremost, as I said before, this show was announced back in 2021 to be released on Cartoon Network, and they slated it to have a 2023 release window, and so this show is apparently still coming this year. It is coming in 2023, but the catch is that this show is no longer coming on Cartoon Network. It is now going to be an Adult Swim series, which I find interesting for a couple of reasons. But before we get into that, I'm going to read the plot summary to you guys just to get a little refresher on what this series is going to be about. So the plot summary reads, the series follows Clark as he builds his secret Superman identity and embraces his role as the hero of Metropolis and perhaps the world. Lois, now growing into a star investigative journalist, takes aspiring photographer Jimmy Olsen under her wing. All the while, Clark and Lois are falling in love, sharing adventures, taking down bad guys, stumbling over secrets, and discovering what it means to be Superman and Lois Lane. So it's a very much coming of age story for these characters, and it honestly sounds like it could be rather interesting. The reason I find this show's move from Cartoon Network to Adult Swim interesting is because it comes right after we got the announcement that Unicorn Wars Eternal is also moving from Cartoon Network to Adult Swim. With Unicorn Wars Eternal, I get it. It kind of makes more sense because it seems like it's going to be a more dark and serious action show. So I guess they have more freedom on Adult Swim and they'd rather put it there than on Cartoon Network. But for My Adventures with Superman, I'm a little bit scratching my head at it because I'm kind of curious how dark and how serious is this series going to be that they found the need to move it from Cartoon Network to Adult Swim. All in all, like I said in the Unicorn Wars Eternal video, which I'll leave a card above to that if you haven't seen it, Adult Swim grants the creators much more freedom with what they can do. It makes them be able to make this series more dark, more serious tone, which is good. It's good that they have more freedom and can make this a better series because of that. What I don't get though is in the case of Unicorn Wars Eternal, I was saying how this show was supposed to be the next big thing for Cartoon Network. That's what a lot of people were pointing this series as. They were saying this is the next Adventure Time or regular show or Steven Universe or The Amazing World of Gumball. Well, now it's not going to be because it's going to be on Adult Swim. So then now we're taking another show in My Adventures with Superman and we're pulling the plug on that on Cartoon Network's end, and now it's going to be on Adult Swim. So it's really making me wonder, what is the future of Cartoon Network if they're pulling these series from it to either sell them off to Amazon Prime Video in the case of Batman Cape Crusader or move them to Adult Swim in the case of both Unicorn Wars Eternal and My Adventures with Superman. Like I said, it's just making me really wonder, what is the future of this channel if the shows that were coming are now being pulled from it and moved to other places? At this point, is there any show that's going to be coming to Cartoon Network this year other than potentially the Total Drama Island revival? I'd assume that show is coming this year, especially since recently some trailers have leaked online for it, so that's probably not too far away. At that point, if we're only having one new series premiere this year, and really nothing is on the horizon for next year other than the Yano Child of Wonder, what is the future of this network? What is going to happen to the Cartoon Network brand? It's really weird to me how now it seems like they're kind of prioritizing Adult Swim as a brand. I just really don't get it. I know Michael Oling has talked about how a lot of adults watch Cartoon Network, and look, I'm an adult who watches Cartoon Network, so I completely understand that sentiment and I agree with it. There are a lot of older people watching Cartoon Network. If we're taking all these series and moving them to Adult Swim, then what's the point of me tuning into Cartoon Network? All it has has been for the past like 6 to 8 months is Teen Titans Go, Amazing World of Gumball, Craig of the Creek, Total Drama Rama, the new Looney Tunes, and Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. That's pretty much it on Cartoon Network, and all of those shows for the most part are airing reruns. Here and there you will get new episodes like a Teen Titans Go takeover or whatever, or you'll have some new episodes of Craig of the Creek or We Baby Bears even. I forgot to mention that series. If you're saying that all these people, all these adults, all these older audiences are watching Cartoon Network, there's really nothing for them right now, and the shows that were being made for them are now moving off of Cartoon Network. So I really just don't know what the future of this channel holds. It's just very strange to me. Like, is Adult Swim just gonna straight up take over Cartoon Network? I don't know. It's a really just strange situation here, but we have confirmation that My Adventures with Superman is not being canceled. And like I said, I am looking forward to seeing this series, especially now that it's on Adult Swim. I am assuming it's going to be darker and more serious than it was initially intended to, since they're not airing it on Cartoon Network. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. Are you guys surprised like me that this series is being moved from Cartoon Network to Adult Swim? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.